Welcome to my B&B Today's Show channel. I hope today fantastic for everyone. Please hit the subscribes button and give this video thumbs up. Brooke is thrown when Deacon suggests what Hope does next. Even though Taylor locked herself in the dressing room with Brooke by accident, the fashion show that took place the previous week was successful. In the hope of bringing back memories of Brooke and Ridge's overseas wedding, Eric recreated one of her wedding gowns. Ridge, on the other hand, is in a committed relationship. However, let's get serious. We don't really know where Ridge's head is at right now because Brooke or Ridge only turn his head once a year. Will he end up marrying Taylor or fall back on Brooke? And how will Nick Marone fit in when he arrives? The impending death of Liam is the other major plot point. For some, the fact that he is not in the hospital and Steffi's house appears to have become a hospice for him makes it seem less serious at this point. He finally allowed Hope to see him and Steffi surprised some fans by urging Liam to tell Hope what's going on. He instead urged her to return Carter. Let us know your thoughts in the comments. I know what a great guy you are and you wouldn't turn your back on your own kid, Luna tells Finn. Get away from Hope. Start fresh with the woman standing right in front of you, Daphne urges Carter. What about Liam? Asks shivering Hope as Steffi sobs. Liam is urged by Steffi to inform Hope of his prognosis. Liam really pushes to have Hope and Carter reunite. Hope isn't so sure she wants to see Carter again, but he promises to wait for her. Brooke continues to beg Ridge to see that he's her destiny, and that they need to rekindle their romance. Ridge mentions to Brooke that he is with Taylor. Liam and Steffi struggle with the reality of his condition. Deacon is dissatisfied when he discovers Carter with Hope. Daphne searches for Carter. Will and Electra dance while he examines some of her jewelry. Hope begs her ex-husband to tell her what's wrong with Liam because she's worried about his behavior. Steffi assures Liam that she will not give up on a miracle when they break up their embrace. Steffi, according to Liam, is the one who could get this to go away. But maybe a miracle isn't about a long life but having a lasting impact. That would be my miracle. If he could reconcile Steffi and Hope before the story ended. Steffi tells him to focus on other things like his health. Steffi, I'm dying. He needs to help. He wants to help with his remaining time. Scott Clifton, Jacqueline Manis Wood, the bold and the beautiful. He starts getting woozy just as Finn gets home and rushes over to help him stay upright. Steffi and Finn sit him down, and Liam says he's made an appointment with Dr. Buckingham. Finn assures them that the neuro team is staying hopeful, but Liam wants them to be realistic. Yeah, realistic about some things, Steffi says, referring to her and Hope. Liam insists that he's the reason for the schism between them, so he hopes he can help them. Speaking of which, he has to go check on Hope. Steffi begs him to tell Hope what's going on before he leaves. Tanner Novlin, Scott Clifton, Jacqueline Manis Wood, the bold and the beautiful set CBS Television City, Los Angeles. Finn expresses gratitude for Steffi and Liam's friendship and co-parenting relationship, despite how difficult this is now that Liam has passed away. Steffi responds that one of Liam's best qualities has always been his goodness. Carter asks Hope for a future. Deacon sneaks up on Carter as he begs Hope not to give up on them. I thought I told you to stay away from my daughter. Hope thanks her dad for looking out for him, but says she doesn't need him to be gatekeeper for her life. Carter leaves them to talk, but not before promising he's not giving up on a future with Hope. Annika Noel, Sean Cannon, the bold and the beautiful. Hope knows her dad means well, but she can manage her own love life. Deacon's ranting on about Carter when Liam knocks on the door. If you're looking for long-term happiness, it might be closer than you think. Deacon tells Hope as he happily shakes his hand and announces that he is just leaving. Hope tries getting her dad to back off, but he insists that Liam is a good man, not perfect by any means, but he's grown. Deacon nudges them a bit more about a future together and Hope ushers him out. Scott Clifton, Annika Noel, Sean Cannon, the bold and the beautiful. Is there a medical error with Liam? She apologizes afterwards, but Liam says it was touching. I've been really blessed to have you in my life all this time. Hope makes a face of confusion. Daphne makes Will and Electra uncomfortable. Will impresses Electra by remembering Amethyst is her birthstone. But they're interrupted by Daphne peeking into the office looking for Carter. Neither of them have seen him. Maybe he's with Hope. Electra suggests happily. Daphne does not look happy at that idea. Crew Moro, Linnea Grace, Muriel Hilaire, the bold and the beautiful. But she is happy with the non-amethyst jewelry that Elektra designed. Carter gets back just as Daphne is talking about how Forrester and he are better without Hope. Will and Elektra flee to the design office, relieved to be away from that awkward encounter. Elektra says she got the impression from Daphne that she liked Carter, but Will would rather be with her. Elektra wraps her arms around Will and they kiss. Muriel Hilaire, Lawrence St. Victor, the bold and the beautiful. More B&B's Taylor problem. Alone, Carter asks what he overheard, and Daphne has no problem telling him what she said about Hope. In the show's final moments, Will gushes to Elektra about how amazing she is, and what she's able to do with just a little stone. She is awestruck by the wonderful life she has built here, both at work and outside of it. They kiss again. Linnea Grace, Crew Morrow, and the bold and the beautiful Daphne tells Carter that she fully believes he's better off moving on without Hope, and tells him to start fresh with her. Finn asks if Steffi thinks she and Hope can ever really reconcile, but Steffi just says it tells them what kind of man he is. She's really hoping that he's telling Hope that he's dying. He has to, she insists sadly. Hope is going on about how blessed their daughter is. She knows you'll always be there for her. And she can count on you. Liam expresses his gratitude to her for always providing Beth with a loving environment. Hope asserts, because she has us, that she is and always will be secure. Deacon's wild idea, Hope and Steffi's alliance, Liam's diagnosis. The bold and the beautiful are here. In tomorrow's episode, fans can expect Deacon Sharp to suggest a wild idea to Brooke Logan. Meanwhile, Hope Logan and Steffi Forrester Finnegan unite in light of Liam Spencer's brain tumor. Keep reading and let's talk about what is coming up in the next episode of the CBS soap opera, Liam Spencer's diagnosis. In tomorrow's episode, fans will see Liam try to lay the groundwork with Hope. Liam is supposed to be getting Hope prepared for the news that he's dying. He has already raised suspicion by talking about forgiveness and peace. When Hope brought up Beth Spencer's milestones, that made Liam really emotional. Read more. Find out what happened on the last episode of B&B. Hope Logan's alliance. In a weekly preview clip, Steffi arrives to tell Hope that Liam's dying. From that clip, Liam isn't seen. Therefore, it is unclear whether Steffi tells Hope the truth as Liam leaves, or if that is a different scene. Regardless, Hope will learn that Liam has a brain tumor that cannot be treated and is dying. Of course, Hope and Steffi form an alliance to support Liam. While Liam is hoping that the two women find peace before he dies, neither of them are so sure that's possible to read this. The latest B&B comings and goings. Deacon Sharp's wild idea. The bold and the beautiful spoilers for tomorrow reveal that Deacon stopped by Brooke's house. When Deacon arrived, he ran into Carter Walton begging Hope for another chance. Deacon vented to his daughter after Carter left and advised her to give Liam another shot. At some point, Deacon and Brooke finally connect. At that point, Deacon comes up with an idea that completely boggles Brooke's mind. Does this have to do with making sure Liam and Hope get back together? Deacon seems pretty sure that Hope should not date Carter. Deacon, of course, is unaware that Liam is dying. Read this. The bold and the beautiful spoilers. David Hayward comes to LA to help save Liam? It's also quite possible that Deacon wanted to check in about Brooke's own love life. Rich Forrester rejected Brooke once again. Brooke seems stuck on getting Ridge back and can't move forward from him. Ridge has already told Brooke multiple times that he's committed to Taylor Hayes. So, when Brooke tells Deacon what happened, he could have an idea of how to get Ridge out of her system. Hope's triumphant return. Bill's heartrending promise, Deacon's surprise. The bold and the beautiful spoilers and updates for the next 3 weeks tease a triumphant return, a heartrending promise, and an unexpected surprise. Hope Logan will make a triumphant return, Bill Spencer a heartrending promise, and Deacon Sharp will have an unexpected surprise. Devastating revelations, coming together. Hope will find out about Liam Spencer's brain tumor, and the grim outlook for it during the week of. She will face a devastating revelation. Steffi Forrester will share the heartbreaking details with Hope, deepening their connection through shared sorrow. In light of Liam's challenging battle, Hope might come to realize that their recent conflicts pale in comparison. Together, Steffi and Hope may decide to channel their efforts into supporting Liam, rather than continuing their disputes. The long-standing rivalry between the two former stepsisters will be put on the back burner as the two come together for Liam. Unexpected surprises, Heart-rending promises. In a surprising turn of events, Deacon will share his insights with Brooke Logan regarding Hope's potential next steps. He believes that Hope and Liam should reunite, unaware of Liam's grave condition and uncertain future. In the meantime, Bill and Liam are going to have some heartbreaking experiences that will make their relationship stronger. As Liam reveals the news of his inoperable brain tumor to his father, the tension between them may dissolve. This could lead Bill to make a heartrending promise to Liam to exhaust every option in search of a miraculous treatment. Bill won't give up on Liam. Neither will Luna on Finn. Bill might promise to invest his wealth wisely and investigate any potential treatments that Liam's doctors might not have considered yet, given his propensity to throw money at problems. Although Liam may be skeptical about this approach, Bill is determined to leave no stone unturned in his quest for answers. Meanwhile, Luna Nozawa makes an unwelcome appearance at the Cliff House, hoping to connect with John Finnegan, but he will likely continue to distance himself from her. A complete disaster could occur if Steffi enters while Luna and Finn are still in the living room. Will Luna once again have to endure Steffi's fury, and will Steffi believe Finn that he didn't invite her? Family commiserations and Hope's triumphant return to Forrester Creations. From May 12th to 16th, Luna and Sheila Sharp might find common ground in their frustration towards Steffi, who continues to hinder their connections with Finn. Meanwhile, Luna may seize the chance to make a move on Will Spencer, who is grappling with Electra Forrester, and the seemingly endless delay in their romantic progression. Additionally, it appears that Hope is poised to deliver the much-anticipated apology that the Forresters have been waiting for. With all that's happening, including the complications surrounding Liam, Steffi is ready to let go of any resentment and will welcome Hope back to Forrester Creations. Losing hope in Destiny, Liam's worsening symptoms. During the week of May 19th to 23rd, Brooke's optimism about reuniting with Ridge Forrester will begin to wane. As the days draw closer to Nick Marone's return in June, Brooke will increasingly doubt that Ridge is her destined partner. If Ridge proposes to Taylor Hayes, it could strike a heavy blow to Brooke, making her question the authenticity of his commitment to her rival. In the meantime, Liam's declining health will be a significant burden for him. In a sweeping and emotionally tangled turn of events on The Bold and the Beautiful, Brooke Logan finds herself reeling when Deacon Sharp unexpectedly suggests a path forward for her daughter, Hope, that threatens to upend more than just a few relationships. It threatens the emotional foundation Brooke has clung to for years. He may struggle to conceal his condition from Kelly Spencer and Beth Spencer, raising the possibility that he might eventually reveal his illness to his daughters. The fashion show from the previous week where Eric recreated one of Brooke's wedding gowns in a desperate attempt to remind Ridge of their storied past, was only the beginning of an avalanche of romantic entanglements, shocking revelations, and tear-jerking realizations. And while Taylor accidentally locking herself in a dressing room with Brooke seemed like a comical subplot at the time, it now reads like a metaphor for the emotional entrapment these characters constantly endure. Ridge's heart, which is historically unreliable and susceptible to being swayed by nostalgia, remains the central question mark in the room as he tries to maintain his committed relationship with Taylor. Will Ridge finally declare his love for Taylor, or will Brooke, bolstered by recollections, guilt trips, and the startling encouragement of Deacon, entice Ridge once more into her embrace? Brooke's romantic options suddenly increase when Nick Marone returns, even as her hold on Destiny begins to fall apart. While Brooke's world teeters on the edge of delusion and heartbreak, Liam Spencer's quiet battle with a terminal brain tumor casts a long shadow over the entire canvas. Steffi's home has effectively transformed into a hospice where the unspoken looms larger than life, even though Liam is not in a hospital bed. In a surprisingly raw moment, Liam finally allowed Hope to visit, prompting Steffi to take a bold step, urging Liam to tell Hope the truth. However, Liam deflected, urging Hope to give Carter another chance and proceed without him instead of unburdening himself. In that instant, it became clear that the man was torn between accepting his fate and managing the wreckage he was leaving behind. The absence of traditional medical drama visuals has slowed down this storyline for some fans, but the emotional toll is clearly mounting. When Hope asks, What about Liam?" Shivering and overwhelmed while Steffi sobs beside her, it's clear the emotional climax is near. At the heart of the drama is a trio of men, Liam, Carter, and Deacon, each with differing visions of what Hope's future should look like. Carter, the patient romantic, is steadfast and sincere, willing to wait for Hope even as Deacon bursts into the scene like a wrecking ball of fatherly interference. When Deacon catches Carter with Hope, he wastes no time warning him off. Despite Hope asserting her independence, her father continues to manipulate the narrative, pressing her toward a reunion with Liam, completely oblivious to the ticking time bomb that is Liam's diagnosis. Meanwhile, Carter, though gracious, begins to feel the weight of his dwindling chances. Another player in this game of love and romance, Daphne, notices the change and seizes the opportunity to say that Carter deserves better, and specifically better with her. After witnessing Hope's contradictory hesitations, Carter is unable to completely ignore this assertion. In the midst of this romantic chessboard, the supporting cast brings both levity and tension. Will Spencer and Electra Forrester's blossoming romance, peppered with sweet moments like Will remembering her birthstone, is continually interrupted by Daphne's possessiveness and suspicion. Electra, always the intuitive one, picks up on Daphne's attraction to Carter, further complicating an already strained environment at Forrester Creations. Meanwhile, Steffi and Finn continue to act as emotional anchors, trying to maintain stability while managing Liam's decline. Finn assures Liam that the neuro team hasn't given up hope, but Liam, ever the realist, insists that he's preparing for the worst. When he tells Steffi that maybe his miracle won't be a cure, but helping to heal the rift between her and Hope, it signals both his acceptance of death and his deep yearning to leave behind something meaningful. The pivotal event that follows is Deacon's visit to Brooke. Deacon finds Brooke alone and emotionally raw after another failed attempt to win Ridge back after pestering Hope about rekindling things with Liam. Ridge has made it clear he's with Taylor, and Brooke's desperation is starting to look less romantic and more tragic. But rather than urging Brooke to move on or heal, Deacon presents her with a wild idea that leaves her stunned. Help facilitate a reunion between Hope and Liam. This isn't just about Deacon meddling in Hope's love life. It's about him trying to engineer a future where the Logan legacy, the romantic lineage that has defined Brooke's entire adult life, gets another shot at glory through the next generation. The suggestion blindsides Brooke. Deacon subtly asks her to switch her maternal focus to a strategic campaign to reunite Liam and Hope after she has spent years chasing Ridge. Her future with Ridge, the autonomy of her daughter, and even her own motives are all put into question by the request. When Brooke realizes that Deacon is unaware of Liam's diagnosis, her inner turmoil only gets worse. In his mind, pushing Liam back toward Hope is a noble, fatherly act. But for Brooke, who now senses something deeper is wrong, it becomes a dangerous gamble. Does she help orchestrate this reunion without full knowledge of what it will cost her daughter? Or does she confront Deacon, exhort restraint, and then withdraw from attempting to direct her daughter's course? This internal conflict sets the stage for Brooke's unraveling, even as she clings to the fantasy of being Ridge's destiny, a dream that's being dismantled brick by Taylor's growing closeness with Ridge and the inevitable return of Nick Marone. Meanwhile, Liam's condition begins to manifest more visibly. In one heartbreaking scene, he starts to get woozy just as Finn enters, catching him before he collapses. With a look of worry on their faces, Steffi and Finn settle him down. Liam, ever determined to retain control over his narrative, insists he has an appointment with Dr. Buckingham and tries to downplay the severity. However, Finn and Steffi are unable to conceal their grief, nor can they deny that time is passing by. When Liam announces that he needs to see Hope, Steffi begs him to tell her the truth before it's too late. That urgency only intensifies in the next episode, when Steffi finally breaks down and tells Hope everything, that Liam is dying, that their time is limited, and that all the recent fights and betrayals pale in comparison to what lies ahead. This revelation is a bombshell for Hope. It alters her perception of everything that Liam has said or done recently, from his emotional distance to his inexplicable support for Carter and her. Suddenly it all makes tragic sense. The prospect of Liam orchestrating her happiness from beyond the grave becomes both a beautiful gesture and a heartbreaking surrender. Hope and Steffi, who have been rivals for a long time, now find that they share the same pain. They have a tentative, fragile, and incredibly human alliance. They see each other as partners in the struggle to make Liam's final days as meaningful and peaceful as possible, perhaps for the first time in years. As the show pushes toward its emotional crescendo, multiple threads come to a head. Liam gets a heartbreaking promise from Bill Spencer that he will do everything in his power to find a cure, even if it means spending his fortune on cutting-edge treatments. Brooke, meanwhile, is forced to contend with the collapse of her destiny fantasy and the dawning possibility that her daughter may soon be a widow. And then there's Hope, finally beginning to understand what matters most, realizing that love isn't about perfect timing or neat resolutions, but about showing up when it counts. Deacon's wild idea becomes the emotional linchpin of the week, not because of the plan itself, but because of what it exposes. It reveals the fragility of control, the futility of planning, and the raw beauty of human vulnerability. It's not just about getting Hope back into Liam's arms that he suggests to Brooke. It's about reclaiming meaning in a world that seems increasingly out of their grasp. In a way, it's the Logan family's last stand against the chaos of fate. The shocked, perplexed, and unsure response of Brooke demonstrates how significant that legacy is. As the week closes, fans are left grappling with several haunting questions. Will Liam live to see Hope and Steffi become truly one? Will Brooke finally let go of Ridge? Or will Nick Marone's return throw gasoline on the dying embers of her hope? And what will happen to Carter, caught between two women and a legacy he never asked to carry? One thing's for sure, when the dust settles, nothing on The Bold and the Beautiful will ever be the same. Because this is more than just a story about love and loss. It's also about what we do when hope is all we have left and time is running out. What choice does Brooke make when faced with a suggestion that forces her to prioritize her daughter's happiness over her own dreams? The next chapter in the story of the Logan family may be decided by that more than anything else.